let's do a story time this time. This story, it happened. Ooh, that's un chingo. So when I was 4, and for some reason it's still burned into my fucking mind. And basically, well, when I was 4, I didn't have any of my younger sisters, so I was an only child at the time. We lived in a one-bedroom apartment, and I really can't remember everything, like every single detail, but basically, I had I can't think of it, a bunk bed, but the very top, like I slept on the bottom, but on the top, it was nothing but like clothes and shit because the closet we had was really fucking small. So it was nothing but clothes, like my clothes, because I had a shitload of clothes from birthdays and uh, Christmas and all the shit that I used to get. And it was, I can't remember exactly what day, but it was like around 3:30. I remember because I had like a fucking watch, Spider-Man watch, not a watch, a clock. With it was like a Spider-Man and like his fucking eyes were like the snooze button. So and it was right on my bed because it was a big fucking bed. It was like it was a bunk bed, but I think it was like full full sized bunk bed. I don't even know if those exist or if they still do. Like I don't know. Then again, I was like fucking small compared to how I am. I'm 6'4" or 6'5" actually. Last time I went to get myself checked. Not for AIDS or STDs, fuckers, for my back. They always measure me for some reason. Anyway, um, I was sleeping and for some reason I woke up and that was weird of me because I never woke up in the middle of the night. So I wake up and I had like this weird feeling like chills run down my spine or some shit like that. I don't really know. So I turn to my right, like I lay on my right side, and I feel like my bed was a little lower, so I can feel like someone hitting my bed, like that. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I didn't say what the fuck, but I'm like, I was curious. So I look and I didn't see anything, so I lay back again, and 20 seconds later, pass, pass, pass. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was getting pissed, and I thought it was like my dad or some shit messing with me, because at the time he used to knock them back like a motherfucker. And this was way before the whole 7 Up fetish. You know what I mean about the whole 7 Up story breaking. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into it. This was way before that, about like a year and a half before. So I lay back, like I turn around on my back then, and I still keep feeling the fucking bed move. Except this time, it wasn't from like the side; it was like from the top. Like as if someone was on top of the like on the top part of the bunk bed, and I like and it moved like from side to side. Like if someone gets the bed, like from the poles, it just from side to side. I'm like, oh shit. So I look around, and my dad's fucking knocked out from all the alcohol he drank. So he wasn't an alcoholic. He just liked to get fucked up on the weekends. Um, Next thing I know, I hear like a weird fucking. To this day, I don't know what the hell that language, if that's even a language, was. I kept hearing like a, maybe it was like demonic tongue or some shit like that, like a weird satanic demonic language and shit. And I thought I was dreaming. I thought I was like lucid dreams and shit. So my dumbass pops out my head. Can you shut up? I gotta sleep. And I think if it was a devil, I think he didn't give a shit and he still kept doing that shit. So I don't know. And I swear to God, I see a hand go like that, like signaling to come over. And the door was open. So, and I'm like, the fuck, who is that? So I look again and there's no people there. No one's there. I don't see the fucking hand anymore. And next thing I know, I hear something that sounds like gremlins. Like, you know the sound that gremlins make? Like that weird grungy growl, like that shit? It sounded like that. And next thing I know, I'm like, alright, shit, fuck, I'm scared. I was 4. How the fuck should I not be scared? So I lay back, like, close my eyes, and everything stops. Like, I don't hear anything. So I'm like, alright, it's over. Next thing I know, I turn to my fucking right. I see webbed hands just like on the fucking edge of my bed like that. And like, I touch it, like, what the fuck is that? So I turn and I see these fucking glowing red eyes and a burnt goddamn face. And I was like, oh shit, I just saw the devil. The next morning, I told my dad what I saw, and he's like, I don't believe you. He didn't fucking believe me until like the next day, until he experienced something similar to that. Except it was completely different. Like it was, well, I kind of contradict myself. The same, okay. This is 2 stories in one video, okay? His is kind of shorter. Basically, him and a friend that he's known since we moved here to the United States. Well, back then it was in Dallas. We lived in Dallas for about 20 years. Well, they lived in 20. It's a fucking complicated situation. For about 20 years, and since they moved there, our neighbor was this really nice man. He's like if I didn't have a grandfather, I'd choose him as my grandfather, because him and his wife, who is no longer with us, they treated us like their own fucking kids, because him and my dad became friends because one time our house got robbed, and the man, Mr. Walker, he's actually black, but he's Mexican. He's a Blaxican. Black, raised in Mexico. He actually saw the fuckers, he recognized them, went to their house, beat the shit out of them, and brought us our shit back. That's how much of a badass he was. So since then, him and my dad got along, they became friends, and they both had a fucking addiction for fishing. Even back then, the old man had an addiction for fishing. And one time they went, it was in Texoma. Texas, Dallas is like 2 hours away from Oklahoma. So what they always went to, literally the borderline of Texas and Oklahoma, which happens to be like a lake or a river or some shit like that, called Texoma. So they went, and he said that it was like around 2:30, that there were the only 2 people there. And he said that out of nowhere a fucking mist came out. And a thick fucking mist, like I'm talking Silent Hill type. Silent Hill, and you couldn't see 5 feet in front of you. But some reason, they were able to see a man walk out of his car. And them being who they were back then, I wouldn't say my dad was an asshole, but I wouldn't say he was nice. So he just asked the man if he needed something, like, I don't know, I'm guessing like hooks or bait or something. My dad was like, Señor, ¿necesita ayuda con algo? And the guy, he said, and I quote, the way he answered sounded all demonic. And I got chills down my fucking back. I'm like, oh my God, the devil is chasing us. And I kept listening to the story. And he said that the man went to the edge of like the fuck, because if you go to Texoma, where you are, it's like a 50-foot drop. It's really confusing. If like, I'm not confusing, but I just can't explain it. When you go, you look over the railing, it's fucking 50 feet. Next thing you know, the guy gets close to the edge, and my old man tells Mr. Walker, I'm like, mira lo que está haciendo, míralo. And he said that the guy throws himself. And my dad, he got scared, and he said, no, like, trying to maybe help him out of suicide or some shit like that. But he said, once I went over to the railing, there was no body, no blood, nothing. And he said that he got a chill down his spine, and he was like, all right, you know what? Let's get out of here. He told Mr. Walker that. And when they're in the car, I can't remember whose car they took. I think they took Mr. Walker's car. They get in the car. They start driving away. As soon as they leave, like, the vicinity of, let's say the property of Texoma, mist goes away. Like 100%. No mist, no fog, nothing. And at the time, Mr. Walker was, I wouldn't say a religious man, but he would always carry like a rosary with him. And he started saying Hail Marys. And I think my dad was like shitting himself because he said, I think we just came in contact with the devil. And they didn't tell this story, like they kept it to themselves for like years. And as soon as they told me the story, it automatically clicked with what happened to me. I'm like, oh shit, it was the day after. And the only reason we know it was the day after was because he said it was the day after you saw what you saw. And that's when he's like, believe me, what I saw and shit. So I don't know if that, I'm like I said, I'm not sure if that, ¿cómo se dice that? Experience, that was the word, I couldn't think of it. If that experience made me into the asshole that I am today, then I don't regret living that experience, because I try to tell myself not to have any regrets, because regrets bring back, like, I'm not gonna, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna go into it. This is a whole video in itself, a whole different video. But that's the story. Me and the old man have gone through some weird fucking paranormal shit in our fucking lives. First it was a shadow, or that ghost. Then it was Satan himself. For all we know, it was the devil. That's very fucking specific to me and him. I don't know why the hell we're being chased by these fucking entities. I mean, I haven't been through an experience like that in a while, since the fucking ghost was running in the fucking house and stopped at my bedroom door in the other trailer. That was the last time I remember being in a fucking situation that had to do with paranormal activity and shit. So I don't know. Maybe it was the devil or some spirits trying to fuck us or fuck with us. So who knows? But I said all I had to. Story time, 2 story times actually, or 1 story time with 2 stories, doesn't matter. This is actually, I want to say, an important part of my life, because it's something that I'm never gonna forget, and I want to forget it because it was just fucking weird, but I sadly never will. So I guess I'll see you next time on the next video, which I have no idea what it's gonna be, because I don't really have a good schedule for making videos. I just, whatever comes to mind. So until next time, fuckers. Later.